Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. What do you want to say to us at this time? What do you want to say at this time to whoever? Mm. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm okay. I hope you're okay too. I'm in chill mode. So this is a message for we the people. That's who God want to talk to at this time. Let's see what God want to tell us. Tell us. I have a visitor. I can smell you. Go away. You're not welcome here. I don't care who you are. Thou shalt not show up unannounced and without permission. Thank you. Dear Lord, please protect this house, everyone, and everything in it from all evil. Amun. Thank you. a bit of numbness in my hand. Very interesting. Right here. This finger. Pardon me. Now I'm smelling the next person. You stink. I smelled you in here the other night too. It's like you put your cologne on a dirty body. Don't you wash? You should wash your skin and your clothes very well and then put your cologne on because that is stale. I don't really wear cologne and perfumes and these things, but I know what the fuck they smell like when they've been on your body for a long time and you have not been taking care of yourself. You stink. there's two people here at least. Well, I've detected two persons here. And that second one, they were here the other night smelling with the same funk that you smell of now. I don't know why y'all choose to show up when I'm on a live. I thought that being in the shadows was your superpower, you know? You're supposed to show up when I'm not on a live so that I could come on and tell the people on my live recording what happened so then they could look at me like I'm crazy. You can't show up while I'm on a live, you know? Because the analysts in the audience will be analyzing my persona. And the magicians in the audience, they can perceive you, thereby making me more credible. I thought y'all wanted to make me incredible, you know? Your mission is supposed to be to make me look like a crazy woman. You're failing. Y'all are supposed to make me look like a mad woman. Y'all are supposed to be making me look like I'm irrational. Y'all are supposed to be making me look like I'm scared. Y'all are supposed to be making me look like I got mental issues, you know? You're not doing it right. But then God did call you people primary school and preschool magicians, so I forgive you. And you know, Babylon, it's your fault that your agents can't even do their job properly anymore. You try to dumb down society. You've been on a mission to dumb down society for so long that even your agents, they've been infected with the dummy spell. Are you supposed to like put them on special instructions? You're supposed to keep them on special instructions so that they don't fall into the lull, you know, the sleep that you want the rest of humanity to experience so that you can take over. What kind of criminal are you? Did you fall under your own spell as well? Ptah and all the other heads of the evil shenanigans. Huh? Did you? I think you did. You're a victim of your own evil plan. You didn't think it through very well, did you? It's inevitable that it will fail. You know? There's no escaping that. Well, if the head of any company is a jackass, there's no hope for the rest of the company. head of any organization is incompetent, the whole organization fails. But were you once great? Were you once a great leader? Because you're not showing up as a great leader right now. I don't know who you were before. At least in this lifetime, I don't know you. Maybe in my last lifetime, when I was Nefertiti, maybe I was more familiar with you. Maybe I hated you then as well, because I left with my partner to do exactly what I'm doing now. Build a better system than you have. Because yours is shit. And I know I can do it better than you. We, the people, can do it better than you. You're very childish. You have all the power already. And yet, you have all the power already. You're sitting on the throne of society already. And yet, it's not enough for you to just manage the system well. No. You want to see us suffer. And that's where you fucked up. That's where you fucked up at. You want to see us suffer, and that's where you messed up at. You can steal it. It's fine. It's what I'm used to. I'm connected to the source. I'll just get more. We call those soul cries. The subject matter of this reading, we got just a diversion. So, what does God want to say to we the people right now? Is something is just a diversion. It's a fake, okay? It's a psychological operation. It's a psyop. It's a hoax. It is not real. It is meant to deceive. Something you see going on right now is a joke. I heard somebody say I'm the joke. I'm not the joke. I am a joker. I knew it. Okay, so before we continue, let's check this one that came out sideways. One moment. There's something inside of me trying to get out. I've been feeling to talk in tongues for probably about 2 weeks now. But I don't force these things, I allow it to happen, and it's just, it never came out. Like I have constipation. I have tongues. I have speaking in tongues constipation. Has that ever happened to you? I feel the need to speak something that English just won't satisfy. But it just doesn't come out. What's that about? Ah, okay. Mm. So there's something here. Mm. My throat chakra. I get it now. I get it. They want me to shut up. So I guess they were doing magic and it kind of worked a little bit. So it's blocking me from speaking tongues, but it's not blocking me from speaking English so the rest of the world can understand what I'm saying. Stupid magicians, I tell you. Stupid magicians. You failed once again. And listen to this. Watch this. See, you can't address the problem until you know what the problem is. And I never really addressed the problem, so I never knew what the problem was. But I know I've had to speak in tongues. I felt the urge to say something. It's like speaking in tongues is like a prayer that you speak when you know not what to say. It's like you have something to say to God, the universe, but English just won't do. But the good thing is, in my case, or cases like these, is that God knows our heart. So even if I can't speak to God in the language, our own personal language, it's fine because God know my heart anyway. So that was an epic fail on your part, magicians, voodoo priests and voodoo priestesses. See, if you want to be effective with blocking my throat chakra, what you should do is stop me from being able to speak to the people, because the people, most of them, can't read my mind. So then I won't be able to get God's message out through that means. But as in every other case in the past, when it comes to me, you must realize that every time you close a door, God opens a window, a portal, anything to get the job done. You can't stop me. So it's just an epic fail on your part. It's like, it's really sad. Your life is really, really sad. Your reputation is fucked. Y'all are some terrible bad guys. Terrible. Absolutely trash. Y'all make evil magicians everywhere look bad. The other evil magicians need to separate themselves from you people because you're giving them a bad reputation. Seriously. How did you even get to where you're at, anyways, to be called in on this case, to be called in on my case. How did you even get the connections? It must be those Monster Russian people that called y'all in. Anywho. No. So no. Mm-hmm. So and just like that, the spell is broken. So nanglas dos trek nata mian hastrata mosh tut man hiketias lotra kata o shimin ines na nagos nat kos nalos kumoshon imnat kiala tra hot namo komashiki me henne esitek tus dalla tra yema ai kashe na ndalo kolam na stikitias ator me ke ja nala o kamosh no no. Talo soon vamos. Oh, is that what that was? Okay. Hmm. And that's how you break magic spells without lighting candles and fucking pleading the blood of Jesus and and let's not talk about the blood of Jesus. That's a conversation for another video. But all I did was pay attention to myself and act accordingly. And just like that, the spell was broken. And there was a pain that I kept feeling, like in my back and in my front here. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like a traveling pain. And just now it went down, but in the past, for the last couple of weeks, I've been experiencing it on and off for like probably about 3 weeks now, maybe even 4. But it kept coming up. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, but something just kept coming up like that. I could feel it. But I wasn't putting it together. But now, after we just undid that spell and I laid back like this, I felt it go down. That's why I'm like, oh, is that what that was about? And it's on the same side. Very interesting. Mm. So why the right side and not the left side? What does that say about speaking in tongues? What does that say about the connection to? Okay, that raises another question. because in every photo they show the chakras as being like in the center of the body, right? But how do the chakras work in relation to the sides of the body? Because if they were blocking my throat chakra and I felt it here, that's like a whole half. So why wasn't this side affected? Because I never felt that feeling. Oh, and my finger is the same hand. When I came into the reading, it's the same finger, same hand. Interesting. Because like I was saying, this side I never felt the effects on this side. Only on this side of my body. So now, oh, chakras. So like when you talk about your, let's say your solar plexus chakra, they always say it's like here, but what is it in relation to here? You know, just the whole circumference. How does it relate? And then you got the heart chakra. They'll say that it's here, but does the heart chakra resonate? Like, is it all connected, like straight around? And then when you want to look at it from one into the other, it's like there comes a point where the two of them kind of, the chakra before and the chakra after, they kind of, it's like they collide. It's like oil and water. So here I have some oil and water. So you see that point right there? That's like where the two chakras would meet. What's that? And this is how I live my life, okay? I don't live my life crying about what these people are doing to me. I use it as an opportunity to learn. So yeah. So what's the power of where the two chakras meet? Okay, that's it. Let's get back to what we came here for. Class is over for right now. So let's see the message that God brought us here to get besides all of that, because I know that all of that was relevant for us all, because we need to pay attention to life. We need to pay attention to ourselves. It will benefit us greatly, okay? You can't be too busy with everyone and everything else, because if you yourself are not working at your optimum capacity, everything else will be subpar. Everything else will be mediocre, okay? It's important to know thyself. Just to go back to the chakra thing, is like, so they affected my throat chakra on this side, and although this side was not affected, my left side was not affected, I wasn't able to speak in tongues. What does that mean? Isn't that interesting? And so our studies continue. Okay, let's get back to what God brought us here to tell us. What else God brought us here to tell us. Okay, so the message we've got secret club or society, advocate of good, and orphanage. Those three came out together. Interesting. Secret club or society, advocate of good, and orphanage. So it's like a secret society that actually do good things. But then we got orphanage. So it's like desertion. Let's read on. So we got gang member, Mr. and Mrs. World Domination, Ministry of Health, pastor, and prophet or prophetess. This look like somebody that was of good, an advocate of good, has left their soul family of other good people and has become a gang member of these evil ones, Mr. and Mrs. World Domination. They decided that being an advocate of good has no power, so they gone to join the evil dominion. We got Ministry of Health, pastor, prophet or prophetess. Let's check the underlying story. It'll help us to understand what this message is. But so far I'm getting is somebody who was of good decided, I want to be bad. I want to join the people with the money and the power. At least that's what they see on the surface. Whoever that advocate of good is that decided to join these bad people, you're an idiot. You didn't know what you were looking at. You don't understand the assignment. You don't know what true riches are. You don't know what true health is. You don't know what true power look like. You've never really given God a chance. That's what it is. Clearly. Because if you ever actually got to know God and gave God a chance, you wouldn't be doing this. Leaving from being a good person to joining these evil people. You don't know God. So I don't know why this Ministry of Health, pastor and prophet or prophetess is coming out. It must mean that you got issues when it comes to your moral health and your place in God's army. Your health isn't, yes, look, okay, let's read. So we got information as the first card in the story, the underlying story. See? Educator. You didn't know what being an advocate of good is actually about. You didn't know where the source of our power and our wisdom came from. A quick definition of what a chosen one look like is this. You have the ability to go through hell without becoming hell. I imagine you switch teams because your life is too hard. They make your life difficult like they make mine. In your own way, of course. But that's what they do to people like us, good people. They do their bestest to hurt us and break us down and isolate us and make us believe that we're missing out. Listen, if 7 billion people are walking over a cliff, they're headed towards going over the Bumbleclap cliff, but on their journey, they got clubs, they got friendships, they got sex parties, they got alcohol, they got money, they got cars, they got expensive clothes, but they're headed over a cliffside. And so they're partying and they're living and they're going and they're going and they're going and they're going and they're partying and they're going. Eventually, y'all gonna start falling over the cliffside. So, was it really worth it? Is that what you want your legacy to be? A life of drunkenness, a life of folly, meaning a life of sin? Because now that you've joined these evil people, you are not going to have a clear conscience anymore because you have to do evil to be in that company. You have to tap into your shadow side, your dark side, to be with these people, to become one of them. That's what they do. So say goodbye to having a clear conscience. Say goodbye to having peace. I'm happy for you, to be honest with you. I'm happy for you to go over to the side of darkness because experience is the best teacher. I only hope that you survive it. And I hope that if you do survive it, you can function properly again. You can function at your optimum level again. Because the kind of lifestyle that they live over there, you think that being hunted by them is bad? Nah. Living as one of them is worse. Okay? Because all those smiles you see over there, none of them are real. There is no honor among those people. Those people will not protect you with their life. Because if it comes to a point where sacrificing you and actually sacrificing themselves for the greater good is an option, guess who's gone? Guess who will be gone without a second thought? There's no loyalty over there. Anybody can get it. That's the real crab in a barrel posse. That's the real dog eat dog world that you just went into. So if you think you've experienced hardship by being attacked by them, you will see that becoming one of them is not better. It was better that you stayed outside their circle and be pursued by them rather than to become one of them. Because now, not only are you not safe with them, you are not safe with you. At least on this side, you were safe with you. But you see, you knew not God. You were relying on your own strengths, your own wisdoms, your own courage, your own everything. And that's where you're fucked up at. We cannot do this alone. We, the advocates of good, the really good ones, the real chosen ones, we survive by God's wisdom, God's companionship, God's knowledge, God's understanding, God's courage, God's renewal of our spirit. You missed the ingredient, God, from your life's recipe. That's why you left the side of good and has gone over to the evil, because you think there'll be more support over there. Everything you see over there is a facade. It is temporary. They can turn on you just like that. At least when you're on this side, you know they're your enemies. Over on that side, they give you a false sense of security. They make you think that having money is going to bring you the happiness and the freedom that you seek. How many rich people have committed suicide? You are not using your brain. Whoever you are that left the advocate of good society to join the advocate of evil society, You're not thinking things through. You're not even looking at the world around you to learn the lessons that the world around you has in abundance. What are you looking for? What do you think you're going to find by leaving being a good person and going over to the bad side? What do you think is over there that's not over on this side? What do you think is better over there? That's my question. What do you think is better over there? Because if you don't do what they say, they're still going to hunt you. So you don't have the freedom to be yourself, being one of them. Over on this side, we have the freedom to be ourselves, but it comes with a lot of interference from them. But at least we have the freedom to be ourselves. Over there, you don't have the freedom to be yourself. And you're getting interfered by them on a regular. You will see. You should save this reading so you can go back to it. Anyway, so we got information, educator, private sector, private party. I want to be in the club, he said. I want to be one of them. We got dentist and doctor, government employee. I want to be one of them. They got the power, do they? You're probably new to this channel. So we got cleaner, weather, quit, government funded, civilian, construct building or company or body. You want to be one of them. And we got bank, some kind of agenda. We got lawyer, hotel, oracle, president or prime minister, judge, preschool, divine authority. Exactly what I've been saying. That's what you're suffering from. You didn't really understand the assignment. You didn't really understand God. You never really took the time to get to know God. You're very new at your walk with God. You're very new when it comes to your spiritual awakening, and you've quit already. You quit already to go join Satan's kingdom. You deserted God already and decided to go join Satan's kingdom when you were just starting. I've been walking with God since about, well, personally, I would say, well, unconsciously, since I was 4, I've been walking with God. Consciously, I've been walking with God since about 1999. I didn't just wake up and be as wise as I am, or as confident, or as filled with faith as I am in what God can do. I had to exercise my faith when I wasn't sure what God can do for me. You have to test God by giving God the opportunity to strut its stuff. Show me that you're real. I actually did that too. I think it was in about, let's say, about 2001 or so. God was visiting me often, and I was like, if that's you for real, make the rain fall right now. And I swear, I heard like 5 little raindrops falling on the galvanized windows. You have to test God. You have to actually develop a relationship with God. I don't know what you thought walking with God was gonna be like, but you didn't have the right idea. You were too young in your walk with God to really understand. And I guess you didn't have anybody around you to talk to you to let you know what walking with God is really like. I mean, everybody's story and experience is going to be different, but there are some similarities. And I can tell you just by looking at the fact that you left from being an advocate of good toward joining these idiots, these losers, I could tell that you clearly didn't get to see God's power. You couldn't have been around God, interacting with God long enough to actually experience God's power, or else you would have never done that. That could have never happened. You are a baby. You're a baby angel. And you quit. Prayer. Let's talk about prayer for a little bit. Just because you ask God for something, it doesn't mean that God is going to give it to you. Prayer works best when it's coupled with alignment. Okay? Because you have to understand that God always wants the best for us. We are God's children. We are blind. We are dumb. We are basically empty vessels. Okay? What we are filled with is what we have managed to learn along life's way. So everything is in our subconscious, but we live from our conscious mind. We can only live from our conscious mind. Well, most of the time. When we live for our sub, God kick in and do for us. That's when God take over our body and our environment and work on our behalf. But most of our living is done from our conscious mind. And our conscious mind is filled with only that which we have allowed to come into our mind. So if you spent most of your life just gossiping and doing all types of stuff that's not really building your knowledge base of who you are, what life is about, and things like that, important matters like that, then all you have to reference from is the gossip, is the bad behavior that you witness from maybe parents, friends. Okay, you have to also take time to educate yourself. That's why it's good to spend time in isolation, getting to know yourself, getting to know nature without the interference of other people. Because if you're only filling up your conscious mind with other people's thoughts and other people's communication and other people's opinions and beliefs, then that is your knowledge base. Look around you at what your friends and your family talk about. That is your programming. So if you're surrounded by a whole bunch of low frequency thinking people, then your programming presently is full of low frequency information. You upgrade the information in your mind by taking the time to get information that is above what you are used to and what you are surrounded by. You have to go read some books that your friends and your family didn't read. You have to go watch some videos on some topics that your friends and family didn't watch and probably don't care about. You're different. Whoever you are different to those people that you surrounded yourself by. You have reduced yourself to being one of them when you have been called to be so much greater. Your mental capacity is waiting to be filled with more expert information, higher level information. The bad thing about being an advocate of good is that there are so little of us that most of us are tasked with being self-educated. We do not have friends and family who care about the level of information that we are interested in. So therefore, we don't have anybody to talk to about the things that we really are interested in. But it doesn't make you one of them. It just means that you need to go on a journey of seeking the information that will make you who you are. It will sharpen who you already are. You have to allow yourself the experiences that are going to upgrade your mental programming as far as your relationship with God, your relationship with the universe, your relationship with yourself goes. When I say the universe, I'm talking about everything. Do you see how, I mean, it could make you a little bit over the top if you try to study everything, but there are some things which call out to you. There are some things that are your business to dig deeper into. You see how I noticed my finger doing that weird thing, and then my throat, and I wanted to talk in tongues and I couldn't do that, and then I did what I did, and I started to question things. And there's nobody here talking to me. I'm talking to the universe. I'm talking to God. I'm talking to my higher self. I'm studying, meditating out loud. That's how we grow. That's how our kind, advocates of good, that's how we grow. We grow in solitude. We can do it. You don't need a teacher. Before there was any school, life was teaching the teachers who started schools. People only started schools because they had such a vast knowledge on a specific topic that they feel like other people would benefit from this knowledge as well. That's how schools came about. But you have to first have the knowledge, and you gain the knowledge by experiencing nature and actually paying attention to what you're experiencing, making sense of it all, and storing the information. You're living and learning. That's what you weren't doing. You haven't been taught to do that. That's part of what you were missing from your schooling as a divine being. You needed a friend like me. Because you were doing it on your own, there's a lot that you didn't understand. And you just quit and decided, man, I must be doing life wrong. I think I belong over there. I'm not going to tell you not to go. Go ahead. If that's what you truly feel in your soul, go ahead. You need to experience the experience so then you have valid information, first-hand information to help you make a proper decision. If you really feel like you should go and experience life and be one of these people, go. If that's what you feel in your soul, you're doing the right thing. And God is going to be with you, even in the belly of the beast. There's a reason why your soul is calling out for that, if that's what you truly feel in your soul. You should go, if that's what you truly feel. But I could tell you now, spoiler alert, life with them is not better than the life that you were living before. Because you have a good soul. So look at the world around you. How many things are fucked up about the world around you? Yet, how many people are out there with the finances to make positive changes? How many people are out there with the wisdom to make positive changes and make society and the world a better place? Why aren't they doing it? It's because when they choose to use their fortune to do something positive, the same powers that be that was fighting against you and your good nature, they fight against these evil people who are one of them, who want to exhibit some of their good nature. These millionaires, they're not allowed to build schools. They don't want society to be a healthy, happy, well-functioning machine. That's why it's not. That's what you are trying to initiate yourself into. Everything that is wrong with this world. They are what is wrong with this world. They allow themselves to keep their mouth shut, because that money that you think you're gonna get from being one of them, you have to keep your mouth shut. That's why certain celebrities and stuff, they don't talk about certain things. That's why there's nobody getting arrested for the crimes against the children with these Epstein file cases. There is no justice in the world that you're hoping to get initiated into. But I'm not going to tell you not to go. Because if you feel like trying it out and you don't try it out, you're going to forever have that burning curiosity in your soul. And you're going to be incomplete. It is important, if you feel it in your soul, that you become one of them. Follow your vibe. And you will see reasons why you don't want to continue on that path. Or perhaps you feel at home over there. Who knows? But follow the call of your soul. For in that call, God is forever with you. You're listening to God. As long as your soul is what is calling out for this change from being an advocate of good to being an advocate of evil, go. Your soul, not your mind, not your greed, not your lust. Your soul. A calling. If it is your calling, it is necessary for your spiritual growth to see the belly of the beast, to live life from within that evil system. Then you see what people like myself be out here talking up against and fighting against. I won't judge you. So, and that's what the underlying story is talking about. Information and educator. Once you go inside, you're gonna get the education that you need about the private sector. They are private parties. Okay? And we got dentist, doctor, and government employee. So we understand doctor, government employee, because if you're doctoring something, it's like you're molding. It's talking about seeing how they mold the government employee, and the dentist card come out as talking. So when you go inside here, inside that world, you're gonna see exactly how they speak and doctor or change, manipulate the government employees. You're gonna understand why society is the way that it is. They only speak positively when they come into the forefront. They only speak positive. They say what they know they're supposed to say most of the time to the public, in public. But in the background, that's where they have the real conversations about what they're really going to do with society. And then their actions show us what the real conversations were about. So you see, you need to go into the belly of the beast to see how they do what they do. Let's see, we got cleaner, weather, quit. Excuse me. Cleaner, weather, and quit. So how they talk to the government employees to mold them and train them to be the kind of robots that they want them to be, so that they can clean up the weather. The weather is the atmosphere, okay? And we know that they're not here to clean up society, because society is in shambles. This is their mission, okay? World domination. So when you go in, you're going to see exactly how they be talking to these people to get them to undo the good weather, because we, the people, by ourselves, we make society great. We have crimes here and there, but nothing on the level of what the government does. Let's be honest. Okay? If we were governing ourselves, this place would run better than what we got in governance right now. Because criminals, the vigilante groups will be after these criminals. We would have formed, we would have made our own police groups. Anyway, let's read on. So yeah, so all that is government funded. We got civilian, construct, building, company or society, and we got bank, some kind of agenda, and lawyer. So God is using you. So you're the civilian in this story, and you're here to construct basically a body of knowledge. That's what you're banking up, the information. And the agenda is so that you can come and talk about it in the future. Lawyer. You can see the system from the inside, so you can speak the system as it is. Let's read on. So your task to construct your understanding, your own information packet on the system. That's why God is put this. That's why I say, if it's in your soul to become one of them, go. Because God is leading you into the belly of the beast. Let's read on. So yeah, so you're banking information so that you come back and talk about it later. So lawyer, then we got hotel, oracle. So you're basically taking a break. Lawyer, hotel. So you're not gonna be there long. Okay, so we got oracle, president or prime minister, judge. So this is you getting your senses back. You be able to judge the situation. You be able to see the two sides of the teams or the two teams, good versus evil. Oracle, president or prime minister, that's having control, and oracle is a messenger of God. The messenger of God will have control to judge because you have the information that you need. This is what was happening. You'll be able to see yourself the way that I can see you right now and know that you're new. You're a new initiate into walking with God. But it's good. You're on the right path. Let's read on. So we got preschool, divine authority, musician, female, weapon. You see that? So the feminine energy is the receptive energy. So what you're receiving is weapons for the crying, the ills of society. So once you've taken this walk on the wild side, you're gonna realize that it's not all they advertise it to be. Okay? Because what they do is they hide their pain. These people, they're great pretenders. That's what they do for a living. They act, pretend, they lie. They're professional liars, professional actors. Almost nothing in that world is real. Almost nobody in that world is real. And that's their norm. That's their norm. It's just life to them. So anyway, God is giving you the weapons to deal with the crying and the illegal activity of society. So God is showing you how the thing work, from how the beast work from the inside. So you can bring peace. God is giving you power. Look, we got actors. Nothing over there is real. Actor, adolescent, mask. So they're pretending. Their spirituality that they show over there is pretense, is adolescent. So these are the type of people that will make up their own rules of morality and try to twist and turn things in a way that gives them peace, even though they know it's wrong. They'll see spiritual teaching and they'll find some way to twist it up to suit their basically these people are hedonistic. These people believe in doing what they want when they want and everything like that, right? So even like the Bible tell you that you shouldn't lie with a man, that a man shouldn't lie with a man the way that a man lie with a woman. That means you're not supposed to be gay. There's no anal sex, and that means for women as well. God don't want us to be sticking penises in buttholes, okay? But they'll find ways to block out that, or they'll just ignore that part of the teachings in the Bible and continue to live how they want to live anyway. You understand? So when you start coming around and showing them what they're doing is wrong, they're gonna hate the fuck out of you. Okay? Some of them might even get violent. Because these people don't want to hear nothing about God for real, for real. They just want enough God to make them feel like there's some kind of right. They fool themselves. What they call that, self-righteousness, I think. I think that's what that is. Self-righteousness. Self-righteous. They're not righteous in God's sight. They're only righteous in their own sight. And the thing is, everybody else is lying to themselves too. So their friends and their family will also help them to lie to themselves about their moral compass. Make them feel like it's okay to do the bad things that they do. They find ways. You're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear their reasoning. Dentist and doctor, you're gonna hear the words that they speak to themselves to doctor themselves into believing that they're actually good people. Every day it's a psychological operation for them to convince themselves and each other that they're actually the good guys. But they know that they're not. But it's how they sleep at night. It's how they have any little bit of peace when it comes to their conscience. Because there's a little voice inside of them that tell them, you know what you're doing is fuckery, right? You know what that person said to you was lies, right? Because you have to understand the way how they got this world messed up. They don't just tell people to do evil just like that. They sell it to them in a way to make them believe that they're doing good. Some of them. A lot of them, their response is, I just work here. I'm just doing what I was told. I don't know why they asked me to do that. That's how they live. And that brings them peace of mind. A little bit. Until people like me start raising our voices and they make the mistake of coming around me and listening to what I have to say. Then I wake them up. Then they get mad at me. They call me the bad person. For making them recognize the instructions and the condition of their conscience, the reasoning of their conscience. I made them look at themselves. That's why they hate me. Because they can't lie to themselves when they come and listen to me. The words that we speak over here, it touches them in a way that they haven't been touched in a long time. We reach their spirit, we reach their soul. We make them go home and lie down in their beds and the shit just keep replaying in their mind. That's why they want to shut me up. But yeah. Anything to get the money and the human resources. Like friends, networking, people that they can rely on to help them carry out their schemes and their scams. Anybody to help them tell the lies that they want. Ministry of Education, anybody to help them spread the lies, the narrative. The lies. The narrative. It's never the truth. We got farm, police, elders. So that's what God wants you to do. These government people. First, you have to learn the system. And then you can police the system. I see what God is up to here. So God is up to plenty with you. So trust the, yeah. Looking for new recruits. Ministry of Agriculture. That's them farming energy resources to war the permanent secretary and the secretary of state and all these other people inside of the government. You're one of them. It's an underground mission. So you may or may not know why you're feeling pulled to join these people. So we got underground tunnel influencing corruption. That's your job right now. You're gonna have to become one of them. You're God's inside man or inside woman, whoever you are. If you want to go over there to join them, you're gonna have to do some sick shit because they're sick. You're gonna have to become one of them. Experience what life is like being one of them. But God is gonna be with you. That's the difference with you and them. God is using you for a special mission. So just know that as intensely as you might feel when it comes to your conscience, because it's hard to live with a guilty conscience. It's like a prison in itself, okay? But whatever hardship you go through becoming one of them, just know that their experience is more excruciating. That's why they had to develop methods to help themselves to sleep at night and help themselves to feel okay with themselves and who they are, the evil that they are, the wicked motherfuckers that they are, the disloyal motherfuckers that they are. That's their coping mechanism. Luckily, you still got God. Don't you ever forget it. You're on a mission. It's like a 007 mission. Your job is to go in, get to know the ways of your enemy. And then you'll be fully equipped to help correct the system. That's your mission. If you didn't know that that's what God is doing, using you for, that's what God is using you for. There is method to what appears to be madness in your life right now. You're here to create a better tomorrow. Beach. You're here to create the kind of world that we actually want to live in and deserve to live in. You're here to help us create heaven on earth. In the waves. Okay? Beach reinstated. So you're here to help save the world, man. Good one. Yeah, in the community. Beach vibes reinstated in the community, bringing us a little slice of heaven on earth from those crazy ass motherfuckers that call themselves the government. Okay. I'm hearing dig more. Okay. So we got Obia woman, a dark magic. Ooh, so the woman energy is a receptive energy. We got illegal immigrant, just because. We got converse, because you speak godliness. You speak of righteousness. Oh, they gonna make you cry. You gonna have to act like one of them. Okay? Because the receptive energy of the dark magic is like they're going to basically bully you because you're not one of them. If you show your God self, okay, and it's because of how you speak. Oh my God, this is a big mission for you. So you're gonna have to talk like a bad man. You're gonna have to talk like a criminal. You're gonna have to talk like a hater. Because they're gonna know you by the way you speak. You speak like a bumbleclad God person, because that's who you are at your core. Okay? So you're gonna have to learn the language of the evil ones, or else they're going to abuse you. You're going to be on the receiving end of their dark magic, bruv. They're gonna call you a traitor. They're gonna fuck you up. You better start getting into character from now. That's your new character. Okay? Okay, so that's why we started off like this. Oh, so maybe you know what you're about to do. Maybe you decided to. You better do a good job or they're gonna fuck you up. God's gonna have to come in and save you, bruv. But yeah, secret society of good and orphanage. Nah, I don't think I believe that you thought that you actually wanted to leave being an advocate of good for real. But God sent me here to tell you that it is a diversion. Hey, wasn't that the card? Yeah. It's just a diversion. That was the subject matter. It's just a diversion. You don't actually want to be one of them for real. God want me to tell you not to be confused. You are still an advocate of good, but you've been having these desires to join the dark side because God want you to go in and learn them so that you can then come out and conquer them. Okay? Okay. So you're going to have to get into character. You're going to have to make yourself look and be believable by becoming your dark side. You have to become. Don't forget that God is with you, but you still have to become. You're going to probably have to hurt some people. God is giving you authority to do some dark shit. But you going to get hurt too. But you can rest knowing that God sent you to do this. So you're going to be forgiven. Whatever you do, you were meant to do. Okay? Whatever you end up doing, you were meant to do. Okay? So don't you worry about that. God will absolve you because you are on a mission for the Most High. Okay? But you're going to have to become a dark one. You're going to have to tap into your dark side like full retard. Full retard mode. So yeah, that's your mission. And that's the role that you play in the healing of the world. Heal the world. That's why I say not every bad man you see is a bad man. Not every bad person you see is a bad person. So we can't be so quick to be judging people. You need to use your spiritual senses more. We all need to tap into our spiritual senses more. And for those of us who don't know how to do that, then apply the teaching, judge not. Allow people to be themselves. Treat people with respect, whether they're good or they're bad, because it's just the right thing to do in any and every weather. If they fuck with you, then you can fuck them up, whether they're good or bad, because they don't touch the button. But don't be so quick to assume that every bad person is actually a bad person. And every good person is actually a good person. People be on missions. Okay? Only time will tell who are actual advocates of evil and who are actual advocates of good. So the same way that evil be infiltrating our good secret societies, it's time for the advocates of good to infiltrate these evil societies. It's only fair. Ha ha ha, so that we can ruin you from the inside. Ha ha ha. I love it. I love it. Niggas wanna war. War with me. Hi, I'm Jackie. Wanna play? I was bored before I came on here to do this reading. I decided this is my life now. Apparently, I'm no longer a loctician at the moment. I'm just a tarot card reader. I'm an oracle. That's it. That's my occupation. That's it. So outside of taking care of my home, this is what I do. This is my occupation. Uh, so anyway, let's get the next part of your message. I think this is probably the part where God's gonna tell you that you have to become. You're gonna have to switch up your energy. Don't worry about getting lost in it either. God is gonna pull you back when it's time. When your mission is over, God will pull you back to your regular senses. Okay? So you can get lost in it, because if they got magicians, and they do, they can check your energy and know you're faking. So get lost in it. I can tell you that now. Get lost in your bad energy, your negative energy. Get lost in it. So much so that even you believe that you're a bad guy or a bad gal. You have to become one of them to successfully pull off this mission. And God wouldn't be giving this mission to you if you were not capable of becoming. So, let it be. Okay? When your mission is over, God's going to pull you out. You come back to your senses and you get to tell us all about it. And we'll be like, what? Yeah, I'm going to tap into your YouTube channel or whatever the hell you got going on. I'll eventually find you. Because I want to know. I want to hear that side of the story. We all have our role to play. We all have our role to play in this mission to save ourselves. So it's for each of us to know, what am I meant to do? Ask God. God will tell you. This is what I'm meant to do. I'm meant to come and give y'all a heads up. Like, this is what we're doing, okay? This is what's happening, so don't freak out. Don't hate yourself. Just go to work. You're still who you are. You're still the apple of God's eye. You just didn't understand what God was up to, giving you these feelings to want to cross over to the dark side. Now you know. I'm an oracle. I'm the messenger. That's what I do. I couldn't do a job like that. I'm not built for that. I'm too honest for that. I'm too straight up for that. If you want somebody to give it to them raw, I'm your guy. If you want somebody pretend, I'm not your guy. Yeah. And this is why I say to us, when I'm here doing readings, talking about us and our flaws, we can't be so quick to count ourselves out of being one of the apples of God's eyes just because we have flaws that don't make no sense. Because it's the same flaws that God used to give us education. What do I mean by that? The things that we experience, be they good or bad. Well, I'm mainly talking about our bad qualities now. Let's say I'm about to go dark, okay? A pedophile. You find yourself attracted to little kids. It doesn't mean that God didn't call you. God wanted you to take a walk on the wild side so that you can experience and learn through the eyes of people who are also afflicted with this spiritual dis-ease, who can help people like that to heal besides someone who has also been there and made it out. That's why I hate it when I hear certain people talk about a leopard can't change its spots and people will never change. Fuck you. That kind of talk is what is wrong with the world. From the time you tell yourself that, you limit the person that you're trying to help to heal, and you limit yourself from ever respecting someone's struggle to heal. And you forever treat them as who they used to be. And that is unfair. Some people pretend to heal, but we need to be more discerning and know the fucking pretenders from those who actually overcome their alcoholism, their fucking tendencies to rape, their tendencies to be attracted to little children, their tendencies to kill. It's a hard job. But people who actually go to the struggle to overcome these spiritual ailments, these psychological ailments, they deserve a chance. Because it's not easy. And these are the healers. Those who make it out of those dark places, they become the healers. And you're blocking other people who are suffering from these ailments, from healing, by making it hard for the healers to heal from their afflictions. Stop making it hard for the healers to heal from their afflictions, because once they heal, they can go on to help heal the world. That's what they went through that for. It's not for us to condemn them and judge them for the rest of their lives for their past. And should this affliction arise within them years after they think they've healed, it's not for us to condemn them that time either. It's for us to help them to understand. Dig into the darkness. Understand there's more studying that nature is giving you. There's more information that you need so you can help the next level Healers are born healers. We are who we are. No matter what we go through, no matter what we do, it is how we were made. And if y'all keep blocking us from being able to rise above the fray, you also stop other people from being able to rise, because we are the key to unlock the doors to other people's redemption. We are the premiers. We are the first. We are the gatekeepers. I'm not saying that you should believe everybody that say they're reformed or healed from some kind of evil affliction. But you need to be discerning. Humanity deserves that. Or else you become the problem with society. Don't go about and gossip about people. Especially when you've seen a lot of signs telling you that this fucking person has healed. When you get angry at them, don't throw that shit in their face. And healers, you have a responsibility to not allow these people's fucking stupid words to change how you see and know yourself. You need to take accountability too. It's time that you get past the fuckery that people want to put in your head to keep you down. Keep you in touch with your devil. Don't let them do that. If you want to let go of your devil, you let go. It don't matter who want to believe in you and who still think that you are afflicted. God will vindicate you. Keep going. Mind your business and do your business, and God will vindicate you. Or God will do something to shut them the fuck up. Because we got work to do. Nobody's going to do it for us but us. So if we're not on our posts, doing what we're supposed to do, what's supposed to get done is not getting done. And it's the longer we're going to stay in this hell on earth that was created for us. And I don't know about you, but I don't like it. I want to go outside and smile. I want to see people smiling. They don't have to smile with me or smile at me, but I want to see people happy. I want to see people grateful for life. Because God created a wonderful thing. We fucked it up. The earth is absolutely pure and beautiful. Wonderful. We humans, we make it unappealing. Spiritually. Psychologically. Financially. Socially. We did that. Educationally. Medicinally. Physiologically. We fucked it up. Many of us look in the mirror and don't like what the fuck we see. We did that. You did that to yourself. It's time we clean this shit up. The fuck? And then you want to talk about how life is so unfair. Life is not unfair. You're a coward. You're too coward to stand up for what is right. That's why life seems unfair. You're too much of a coward to stand up for yourself. You're too much of a coward to stand up for what is right and make the things that are wrong with society right. Life is not unfair. You're a coward. You allow it to be unfair. Stop. Don't fucking complain. Shut the fuck up. All y'all sit back and watch them fuck up this system and fucking set this stupid minimum wage bullshit and carry up the price of rent and food and electric and fucking clothes and shoes and everything. And your paycheck don't move. Then y'all want to go around stealing from each other to make up for where you're not making it. That's your solution to the problem. When it's those who set the system this way, that's the fucking problem. Tackle the problem at the root. Then you can stand next to me. Then I can see you as worthy. If you're going around stealing from other people just because you're not making enough to take care of all your living expenses, you're a nobody. You're a disappointment. You're what's wrong with the system. You're encouraging the system to be fucked up. There's no way that we're supposed to be sitting back and allowing all these things to go up and then our paychecks stay the fucking same. What's gonna happen to us? We're gonna suffer homelessness, hunger, in a situation where it does not have to be that way. And then in order to feed ourselves and put a roof over our children's head and stuff like that, we tell ourselves that we have to go and steal from other people. No, there's another solution. Fix the problem at the root. Life is what we allow it to be, and life is what we make it. About life is unfair. Stop telling life on life. Stop telling lies on God. Talking about there is no God. You are God. You are the hands and the feet and the mouth and the eyes of God. You make up every excuse to run from handling your duties because you're a coward. Learning life lessons. God. The secret is out. Your new job is to tackle the problem at the root and stop telling lies on God and stop telling lies on life. Life is not unfair. You're just a coward to stand up for what you know is right. You allow people to abuse you and then talk about how life is so unfair. And then God give you the ability to pray for strength, pray for courage, pray for wisdom, pray for everything that you need. Even if you need a miracle, God gives you the ability to pray for these things and you choose not to use it. And then you say how God don't exist and God is wicked and God don't care and all kind of manner of evil. Let's see what's at the bottom of it. Oh, witness protection. You see, God needs witness protection from you people who will lie on God just to make yourself feel better about your own inadequacies. Even though God gives you the power and the wisdom to pray, you choose not to do it because it's uncool. It's fucking uncool to praise God. But yet the people you're trying to impress, they're just as fucking scared and weak and blind as you. You're not getting anywhere with them. You want to blame it all on God and then talk about how life is so unfair. Lies. Say what it is. You're afraid. You don't want to be outcasted. You don't want to be laughed at for praising God and depending on God. You don't want to be the odd man out. Say that. It's not cool to your friends. Your family gonna think you're weird because you come from a family of witches and warlocks and shit. They're gonna kick you out the family. Say that. Age 21 to 40 years. Yeah. That's around the age of stupidity where we're just figuring shit out. We're just figuring out that life is fucking hard. And we're also figuring out why life is hard. And in this age, we're also trying to fucking hide the truth about why life is hard because we're too afraid to tackle the reason why life is hard. Y'all have a lot of issues. It's not God's fault. God gave you everything that you need. You allow these people to come and fuck it up. Call themselves governments and elites and gods. You sit back and do nothing. You hide and you hurt each other. You steal from each other. You trick each other. You hustle each other. The little bit that each other have where they needed to use to take care of their family. You go and steal it from them instead of tackling the problem at the root. Make yourself make sense. You're not making any sense. And y'all want me to be silent and cool with that. Never. 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 How many of us here are supposed to be rich right now? How many of us here actually have gifts and talents and knowledge and the drive to be rich right now? But because society has decided for whatever reason it don't want you to be rich, they fucking put all type of stumbling block in your way and make your way fucking hard. That's why you're not rich. That's why your business isn't working, especially if you have good intentions. You are physically being targeted for failure by those who run society. It's not the bumbleclot devil. It's devilish people. You are being targeted. They know who you are. You went to their schools. They've been studying you. Their agents, their teachers, and their guidance counselors. All of them been studying you. The information got back to the heads that supposed to get all this information, and then they started studying you because you're brilliant and you're good. For them, that's a terrible combination in this society. To be intelligent and good, to be exceptional and good, it's a terrible combination for the evil ones who run this society. And that's the reason why your business don't ever take off. You have good intentions. That's the biggest reason why your business has not taken off. That's the biggest reason why you get such a fight to become the millionaire and the billionaire that you know you can be. You're a target because they know who you are and they know what you can do. And they don't want you to do it because you have good intentions, and their intentions for society is all wickedness. That's what we live in. That's the society we live in. So it don't matter how much money you throw at whatever you're doing. It don't matter how many people you try to link up with. They all know the fucking secret. They show you one thing on the surface, and behind the scenes is where the real conversations take place. They act like they're your friend and your confidant and your assistant and your supporter to your fucking face, but behind your back, they're secret agents sent to slow you down, thwart your fucking efforts, and make sure that you never rise. Pay attention. It's not the devil. It's the system. Because you're good. If you had some evil shit in mind, if you had evil ways and evil intentions, look how quickly you become successful. A great way to pull over new recruits to their side, isn't it? It's because you're good why your business isn't fucking taking off, because they're watching you and they're targeting you. And the people closest to you that you think are your friends and your family and your supporters, they're the ones that they put in your way. They're paying them to slow you down. So you think my story is fucking special to me? Nah. What they're doing to me is just what they're doing to everybody else like me. It's not because of you why you're not rich yet. It's because you have good intentions, living in a world where they don't rate that. They despise good intentions. This is the part that they don't teach you in church. In church, they tell you it's the fucking devil. It's not the devil, it's devilish people. It's your government and the people who run the government and the people who run the people who run the government. That's who is stopping you from being rich. And then your family and your friends and your teachers and your mentors, they all get paid because of you. They get paid to stop you with your good intentions. You want to make society a better place. You want to make the world a better place. That's how they see us. And our family and quote unquote friends and lovers and all these people, they're happy to take money because they get extra money in their pocket. And you are none the wiser. Until now, I'm telling you. The problems, the stories that I be coming here and tell you, they're not isolated stories to just me. You're going through the same thing too. As long as you're a good person, that's what the fuck your life look like. You're wondering why you know you're supposed to be doing better than you're actually doing. But the shit ain't working. Why isn't it working? It's because you're a target, my love. They know who you are. They know you're incredible. They know you're smart. They know you're confident. They know you can make it. You can easily become a billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire, thousandaire. They know you can do it. But they don't want you to do it because they know that you're going to do good things with that money. You want to make your community a better place. You know what I'm saying? You probably want to do some charities and help out the less fortunate around you and shit like that. They don't want people doing things like that. Or some of these superstars would have done had their own schools and done set up different kind of places that would actually help society to heal. You know what I'm saying? Homes for fucking battered women and shit like that. Or battered men. Domestic people who are victims of domestic violence. All these things, these good ideas that we want to manifest. These people who run society, they don't want to see that shit. They want people to come and pay for psychotherapy appointments or psychotherapy. What is it? Let's call it appointments. They want people sick so that they come and buy their pharmaceuticals. They want people dumb and commit crime so that they go to jail. And hopefully They're skillful people so that the jail people get free labor. They want to see broken homes so that there's no support. So that means divided, we fall. They want to see broken societies, communities, so that divided, we fall. They don't want us to communicate with each other because then we'll be figuring out so much. You'll be surprised to know that people around you are experiencing weird shit like you are. But y'all don't talk. Y'all don't have that quality of relationship. So you'll never know. Knowledge is power for you all. But lack of knowledge is power for the enemy that's against us. Our lack of knowledge is power for the enemies who don't want us to be independent and free thinking and fucking like brothers and sisters and shit like that. That don't help them. At least so that's what they tell themselves. Because if they really were geniuses like they want us to believe, they would know how to fucking capitalize on the world being a better place. That just show you that they're trash. They're stupid businessmen and stupid businesswomen. If they were real businessmen and businesswomen, they would know. They wouldn't be able to put their heads together and capitalize on this heal the world energy that's going on. They're trash. Fucking posers. That's what they are. With their big names. Their big family names. You're all posers. You're all fucking weak. You ain't no businessmen and businesswomen for real. You're just criminals. That's what you are. You're criminals. You're not businessman and businesswoman. You're fucking criminals. That's what you are. Criminals for to live grand. With your mask. Pretending to be businessmen and businesswomen. You're fake. You're criminals. You're not businessmen or businesswomen. You don't know fuck all about business. Your idea of business is to create a problem and then sell somebody the solution. You don't know how to just create something that the public is going to need and want. You don't know how to just look around, see what problems are there, and then provide. And then y'all want to talk about pollution. How many phones do we throw away every year that we don't fucking need? Every year a new phone come out. And all of a sudden your last year phone is no longer, it's not fashionable. It's not fucking, it's not cool to have that. People laugh at you if it's next year and you have this year's phone next year. What kind of nonsense kind of thinking is that? Upgrading computers and all type of shit that don't even need to be upgraded. One little thing wrong with your furniture, you throw out the whole shit and buy a whole new set. Nobody fix anything anymore. Everybody's trying to live up to somebody else's expectation because they don't want people to look down on them. You're full of shit. As if you can afford. None of you can afford to be what society has convinced you to be to each other. It's a trick. You're all poor. You're all poor, trying to impress each other. Trying to convince each other that you got money. You got it like that. No, you don't. They made sure of it. Reputation, age 11 to 20 years. Age over 120 years. Change their mindset or beliefs. Age over 100. God is basically saying, grow the fuck up. Because your reputation, you're thinking like a child. You know you can't afford to buy these name brand things and change your phone every year and fucking throw out your furniture and all type of stupid shit. Change your car every year and all this shit, just trying to look cool. You know your ass is broke. You can't afford it. You're thinking like a child. God said, you are not a child. Grow up and change your mindset because it's fucking you up. Grow up. From 120 to 150, the number keep going up. Fucking grow up. Stop the stupid shit. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Description, Caribbean. Black people. Black people. Specifically Caribbean black people. And American black people. Stop it. About you got this and you got that. You don't have. Neither does your friend that you're trying to impress. Or the family next door that you're trying to outdo. They don't fucking have either. You are running up debt trying to outdo each other. Putting yourselves in debt trying to outdo each other. Nonsense. Finally, we're here. Okay. So we got soil. Dirty. Dirty, dirty. Dirt. So, just to recap, this here reading is about advocates of good that are feeling like I should join the dark side and become an advocate of evil. They thought they were doing that because of their own reasoning, when really God is putting it in their heart to do that because God wants them to experience life on the dark side so that they can come back and tell the rest of us about it and also do something about it. Police the elders, clean up the shit, clean up the trash. God want to actually use them to help clean up the system. That's why they're being called to go and join the system. They think they want to do it of their own reasoning, but God has a mission for them. And so these people are going to have to become an evil one. They're going to have to become their shadow side, their dark side, in order to not be found out. That's what we got going on so far. So the subject matter of this part of the message is soil, dirt. And you know, a lot of these people that want to be part of the gang, you got to do some dirt to get in, your initiation. Hence, pedophileville, Epstein business. That's how they get to be one of them. You got to prove that you're of the darkness like us. What are you willing to do? Like I said, that kind of mission is not for a soldier like me. I'm made for running my mouth. Okay? If God is calling you to do it takes to become that for the greater good. Good luck. Okay? Because the moment that you want to manifest yourself to be an advocate of good is the moment that they're going to kick your ass out. They're going to know that you're a traitor. You're not one of them. And they're going to handle you in an unsavory way. Okay? an undesired way. So if you don't think you can take the heat, you better stay out the kitchen. All right. So it's like a policeman going undercover, right? You can't talk to your friends, the people that you're used to talking to, your woman, your man, your maybe even your children. I think you might want to leave these people out of this because you're about to become another version of you that they don't know anything about. And it's going to be harder for you to undo in their minds the version of you that you're about to become. So I suggest that you cut yourself off of everybody that you know to become this dark version of yourself. Or else when God pull you out of it, when God pull you off the case, or when that part of the case is done, it's gonna be hard for you to explain what the fuck just happened to your children. It might cost you the relationship with your children or with your wife or your husband or your parents or your friends. You need to cut them off. Maybe just vanish. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but you need to get out of there without burning any bridges, without creating any psychological fractures regarding you in their mind. Okay? Okay. So let's see what God want to tell us here now. So the subject matter was soil. So the message we got is it's a lie. So you're about to live a dirty life, but it's a fake dirty life. It's like you're about to help bust a drug ring and you're a policeman. You got to go in and act like a drug dealer and you got to be convincing or else they gonna take you the fuck out. Okay? Okay, so we got soil. Let's get the underlying story here. Soil, psychological programming. That's all it is. Okay? Anunnaki, you're on both sides. So the Anunnaki energy is the energy of I could either be very good or very bad or in between. That's what you're being called to do right now. You are actually a good person, but you're called to go on your dark side. Okay, let's read on. New name. Okay, you have to become somebody new. Accent, world domination scheme. You're going to have to take on the persona, the essence of somebody who is on the shit. You have to become your accent. Your accent is basically what happens to your speech when you live in a place for long enough or you feel attached enough to a place. You take on the spirit of that place. So your spirit has to be the world domination scheme. You're going undercover. Okay? So we got toys, fake passport, fake identity. You have to become someone new. Probably do that fake your death kind of vibe like everybody else. That's what they usually do. They fake their death and they disappear from people who they know and they become someone completely new so that they could do all type of dark shit. And their family and loved ones are only left with the memory of who they were. Because who they became, most of them don't know. Let's read on. So toys, fake passport, vaccine, it will actually prevent you from the mix-up. A vaccine is preventative medicine from a mix-up. It's like keeping the psychological programming in your people, knowing you for who you are and not for who you're about to become. So your fake passport, your fake name and everything like that, this new name, it's all meant to be kept separate. So God is giving you instructions on how to go about doing these. It has to be all lies. Fake. Fake your death, fake everything else. Okay? You got access. You must be a person with money or access to these things. Time for a new name, new passport, new address, new past, new history. Okay? Good luck. Let's read on. So we got over 3,000 what? Water. Now how many people are gonna cry for you? Oh, but it's fake. So you're gonna have to hurt these people. Look alike. I'm getting like a fake funeral and shit. We got 81 to 100. Money. The secret is out. When you get into this new job, you're going to get to see it from the inside. You're going to get to see the system in operation from the inside. You get to hear how they say one thing in public and then they go behind the scenes and they have private meetings and they say what they really want to do and what they wish they could say. So yeah, so 3,000 water AI generated look alike 81 to 100 money. The secret is out. New job. So yeah, so I'm getting this is your past here. And then we have the look-alike. Same. So anyway, the 81 to 100 years. So we got money. The secret is out with your new job. You'll be learning. Okay? You'll be learning how things really work in that world. We got boring life. When it comes to getting what you want, feminine energy, calling in what you want. So you were bored. And you think, because remember, you're about to go on this mission because you got your own personal reasons. You actually feel like you want to go over there because the shit is boring. So you want to run away from your present life, right? So you can go make some moves, male energy. And then we got a countdown, 2,000 and then 1,000. So we went from 3,000 to 2,000 to 1,000. Let's read on. And we got 300. And then we got 41 to 60. And then we got change their race. So, the full retard Reptilian. So this is the full retard of our nature. This is our devil nature. Straight devil. Straight world domination shit. Okay? So, I imagine you know what to do. Yeah, I imagine you know what to do. Listen to your intuition, it knows. And I think I'm gonna stop reading here right now because I ain't giving these motherfuckers no information. Pay attention to your dreams, okay? Pay attention to messages on billboards, cars, shirts. Pay attention to what people are saying on the movies that you watch. God is going to be communicating with you. Okay? That's how you're going to get your messages. Because if I give any more information here, the enemy is going to be watching out. Okay? And they claim to be smart, so they don't need my help. So I'm going to stop there. And God is going to be communicating with you one-on-one through meditation, through dreams, through what people are saying. Maybe somebody say something that don't have nothing to do with, well, somebody gonna say something and it's gonna spark something in you to help you with the mission that you're about to go on, even though they're talking to you about something else. Pay attention. Your intuition will tell you when that's God talking to you in code. So pay attention to the coded messages. Pay attention to the hidden messages, private messages from the divine. You hear me? Right. So that brings us to the end of this reading. And I think you got the point, right? And if you didn't get the point, you will. Okay? So good luck on your mission, and thank you very much for your service. And don't worry about getting lost in the energy. You would be better off getting lost in the energy. Forget who you are. Forget that you're an angel of good. Forget it. So that if your soul is searched by anyone, they will find no flaw in your character. You understand? You have to become a reptilian. You have to get into your reptilian nature. Okay? In order to really be successful in this mission. But God gonna teach you what you need to know. You don't need to worry. So anyway, thank you once again. And yeah, I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Until next time. Bye-bye, everybody.